say you guys have come a long way.
We have,
Tech-wise.
thanks to VTune.
Wait a second.
Thanks to VTune.
It's saying that okay, are we trying to figure out what happened here? It said that our video was interrupted.
Oh.
No, I think
And then Bernie Sanders started talking. I don't think Bernie is our guest tonight, though that would be cool.
it would be awesome to have Bernie as our guest.
So,
Okay, I think we are on Facebook now.
we are?
Yeah,
All right,
and Twitch
yeah.
is working all right here.
Okay.
Great.
What that means then, it's time
Time
for
for
the
the
Rainbow Room. Welcome to our Rainbow Room. You VIPs on Zoom and Facebook friends to LinkedIn. We're recording so you know the best part of the show is seeing what you're thinking. Help yourselves to sing along. If you don't know the song, that's fine, 'cause we can't hear you. Our show is sponsored by Rainbow Quest. Lots of theme tchotchkes in our treasure chest
At www.rainbowquest.org.
Of
Of course.
No longer locked down, it's nice just to know. Friends are here with us, enjoying our show. This is our small gift to you for joining us in Tuesday's Rainbow Room.
Oh, hey, you know what, Martin?
Hey, no,
Like,
what, Brian?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Right here, right now.
We have a moment from our sponsor right now.
right here.
Whoops,
right now.
upside down. We're sponsored by Rainbow Quest, the new LGBTQ plus board game that's really fun. It's also therapeutic. It's like a Pride event in a box. It engages, educates, empowers, and affirms, and it's fun. Everything you need is in the box to play. And we said this is our small gift to you for joining us in the Rainbow Room. We have another small gift for you. All for Pride Month, we're running a special on the game. So if you would like 15% off the retail price, just you enter code RQPride15 on our website.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
I wanted to ring the Liberty Bell also. Hope you don't mind. But I'm still just a little bit verklempt about the news I was seeing lately about voting rights being restricted to the point of being very frightening, reminding me way too much of maybe Eastern European country I won't name right now, but cracking down on people's rights to participate in government, excluding them. So I just feel like the Liberty Bell is so important to be ringing. We need to hear that peal throughout the country.
That's
We
right.
need to join with our brothers and sisters of all colors, races, sexual orientations, religions, whatever, and preserve voting rights. Everyone should vote. That's what the country is based on, and I really hope that we aren't seeing what we're seeing, that one whole political party is absolutely holding the rest of the country captive.
Well, I respect their right to vote on restricting voters' rights, but if they're going to vote on it, there's only one voting box. It's in the next building over. You have to go down 3 flights of stairs. Only one person can go through
Through
at a
the
time.
spiders.
All the water fountains and bathrooms have been turned off. And if anybody approaches them to offer a drink, they will be promptly arrested.
That's brilliant, Martin.
Thank you. And then I want to ask.
And I want to thank everyone who's here tonight with us in the Rainbow Room. Oh, Martin, I love your glasses.
Why, thank you.
You know what? I forgot to put mine on, my rainbow glasses. Those are fun. I like them. Anyway, thank you. It's so good to see everyone here in the room tonight.
So I'd like to sing a song written by a bunch of third graders at the main civil rights gathering about 10 years ago. We did some songwriting together, and they wrote, "Everyone has civil rights and we should be respectful. RESPECT for you and me. Not teasing is the key. Celebrate diversity." Third grade class. I thought they did a great job.
Well, what you can get kids to write is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You can take the most difficult, complicated subject, whether it's, science, or geography,
Mm-hmm.
or civil rights and social justice and, fairness and anti-bullying. And you can get these kids to approach topics eagerly, not feeling like, oh, this is a terrible thing to have to think about. And then they come up with brilliant songs that they have fun singing, and their parents can get them to stop.
Yeah, one of the most powerful days I had in the classroom with kids, it was a fifth grade class. And there were some bullying issues going on around school. So I asked them, I had the whole chalkboard out there, and I asked them to come up with every word they could think of that was insulting to another person. And I wrote them down one at a time, on and on and on and on. We filled up 2 chalkboards full of words that we used to insult other people. And then finally, after it was all over, I erased the whole thing and said, okay, now tell me every word you can think of that we use to assure somebody that we are safe together. And they came up with 12 words. That was my lesson for the day. Right there.
That's so sad.
We just don't have enough words to say we're okay.
We're not in the habit. It's not socially approved to give people affirmations.
That's right.
Some people do it to the point that it seems insincere or pandering, but there's always room for reflecting back to people the good that you value about them. I do that because I feel guilty not doing it. If they're complete strangers that give me a glimpse or an experience of fleeting pleasure, I want them to know that I'm enjoying what they're wearing, their smile, whatever.
So it's good to learn names for friend in different languages.
Ami,
and
amigo,
and comrade and
Kimosabi.
and thank you, Sarah, and amour. Anybody else have foreign words for saying positive things about people?
C'est si bon.
C'est si bon.
你好，
Amigo.
Amigo, yes. Thanks, Dave. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate to put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait, and you'll see. Put a little love in your heart. You gotta put a little love in your heart. Come on and put a little love in your heart. You gotta put a little love in your heart. Another day goes by and still the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know we won't let hatred grow, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better for you and me. You just wait, and you'll see. Put a little love in your heart. You gotta put a little love in your heart. Come on and put a little love in your heart. You gotta put a little love in your heart. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait, and you'll see. Put a little love in your heart. You gotta put a little love in your heart. Come on and put a little love in your heart. You gotta put a little love in your heart. 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 Amen to that.
Are you okay? Do I need to check your temperature again? I kind of miss doing this.
Oh, well, you can do it if you want to.
I love taking the temperature,
Well, good.
especially when I'm not sick. But
Yeah, really.
of course, when I'm sick, I take it every 3 minutes, just to keep a close eye on myself.
He does take it every 10 minutes when he's sick. It's really kind of frustrating.
Scientific.
Scientific, yes, okay. So last week was very interesting. At last Thursday, I was going to head out of town to visit a couple of friends in Massachusetts. I won't name names. And I opened my email at 10 o'clock in the morning, and there was an invitation from the Stephen Colbert Show to go be on the Stephen Colbert Show because I'd applied for some tickets.
Wait, he means in the audience.
To be in the audience, yes, not on the show. But that's close enough to being on the show as far as I'm concerned. To be in the audience, back when they finally declared when they were going to start having shows again, they said you could apply, and so I immediately went to the website and put in an application. So Thursday morning, I got a notice that says, you're going to get to see the Stephen Colbert Show tonight. And of course, I already had plans to go out of town, and we had so many things lined up. It was really frustrating. So I had to cancel that one, but there luckily was an option to put a second date in there. So I put in the date of July 30th, which is this coming Wednesday.
No, that's June.
June 30th. I'm not looking at a calendar. I have no idea what day it is. This is February, right?
No,
Is that
it's like spring already.
Oh,
It's like April
You know what?
or something.
you think it's spring. Ha, 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 ha. Happy summer, everybody.
Oh, right. It is. We just turned summer. Yeah.
It just turned
It
summer.
feels like it too.
Indeed. We got windows open and fans blowing, all kinds of stuff.
So that was Thursday night. Now, Wednesday night, we were special guests at the Virginia Education Association's
That's right.
third consecutive conference. They were doing a month of professional development things and wanted to feature resources for the LGBTQ community.
And we were invited to be one of the free resources.
I have to
Exciting.
admit, participating in the conference, no offense to the people who are getting the work done, but there's not been a lot of opportunity to do this kind of work in Virginia. So they loved what we had to offer with Rainbow Quest. It will go a long way in helping them catch up in those places where they're ready to do something but have not been able to forever, basically. So that was a great conference we participated in.
That was.
And then last Sunday, we had a tent at the Toms River, New Jersey Gay Pride Festival. And we had amazing experiences there. Again, from the minute we set up the tent until it closed, we had crowds of people, young people squealing with delight to see an LGBTQ plus board game that included them, that recognized them.
Your comments are very funny.
April, very good, Sarah.
Barbara, and you're such a pessimist. Yes, the days are beginning to get shorter already.
Oh, oh no. Oh, thanks, Barbara.
I like that, Gapril.
Thanks for that.
Funny. So,
yeah, that was great. We had so the younger people were squealing with delight and saying, "This is I have to have this. I want this." Many of them were the leaders of their school GSAs and said, "We definitely want this for the upcoming semester." Teachers and therapists and parents came by. And when they saw what our game was, that it wasn't just a silly game, that it was a meaningful game, really meaningful game. Most of them were moved to tears in gratitude for recognizing the help that this would be for someone or many people in their lives that they knew who had no way to really learn about or easily talk about such fundamental issues as your core identity. It's kind of weird when you don't have opportunities to talk about your core identity. And for non-gay people, it's kind of a given that you talk about whatever you want, to whomever. And, as far as you deem it appropriate. But for queer people, not knowing if there'll be a violent reaction. Like the other night when we were playing Rainbow Quest during one of our Friday night sessions, the Harvey Milk assassination came up, and on the prompt card, it explained that, Harvey Milk was shot by a colleague in San Francisco, and the colleague pleaded insanity on the basis of having eaten a Twinkie for lunch, which became known as the Twinkie defense. And he was exonerated because of it. Yes, the sugar high from the Twinkie made him crazy, and he assassinated the first gay elected city supervisor in San Francisco.
Oops.
So anyway, we are really so happy to be able to be sharing the excitement, the fun, the opportunity, and the affirmation that Rainbow Quest does have to offer. And of course, this week, we are gearing up for New York City Pride. Sarah is actually going to be one of our kind of dance hall girls, so to speak, and she's going to escort.
I don't know if that's the right way to put that.
She's going to help be an escort of sorts to people at the corporate party that is sponsoring us this year. We are blessed to have the sponsorship of the WP Carey Corporation. They're a $17 billion corporate corporation based, that grew from a businessman for whom many business schools are named. And as part of their diversity and inclusion efforts, they adopted us and our mission and are hosting a big party. If you're in New York City and are going to be on Grove Street, check us out. We will be very highly visible. We'll be there with the golden gaze of New York City and within, looking across the avenue right at the Stonewall Tavern. It's going to be wild.
And in case you're wondering, we will be immediately next door to the famous Marie's Crisis.
Great piano bar.
Great piano bar down in the basement where everybody goes to hang out and sing Broadway tunes till the wee hours of the morning.
Actually, that's where I got the idea for our wedding vows. I was at Marie's Crisis one evening, and a producer, Charles Catalano, said, "Hey, I have this show over at the Actors Playhouse. So, if you'd like to come, just give them my name, and you and your friends can come." And that's where we saw Whoop-De-Doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
We got to see Naked Men Singing for free. Oh, that's right. The guy that worked the box office at that theater is someone I met on a gay pride boat cruise when I was helping my old friends who run a balloon decorating company. I was helping them prepare for a pride boat cruise. So I happened to have some of Martin's singing out cassette with me.
That's all we had at the time was cassettes.
That's how long ago it was. And someone ended up giving this guy on the cruise a cassette tape that I had passed along to a friend. And they said, oh, this guy's going to really love it. So they gave it to him. And here we are years later at the box office getting our tickets for Whoop-de-Doo. And I said, you look really familiar. Don't I know you? And he said, no, next. And I went back and in between customers, I said, you look so familiar. I'm sure I know you. Now, anyone who knows me knows I'm persistent, if nothing else. And I don't know how many times he told me, no, go away, you Bridget Tunnel person. You're not a native. You're not someone I see every day. Get lost. And so finally, after maybe 8 times, I went back in. Then at the intermission, I went back up one more time. And he said, you know what? I do know you. I have your partner's CD. And I said, CD? He doesn't have a CD. He said, yes, someone gave me that CD on a Pride boat cruise. And I loved it. And I made it into a CD to carry in my Walkman. People used those back then. And he said, when I went out of town, the box office was broken into and all my CD collection was stolen. But I was traveling with Martin Swinger's Singing Out CD. So it's the only CD I still have. So he handed it to me and I pranced. Okay, I sashayed. I strutted. I strutted back into the theater and said, oh, Martin, look what I have. And I handed him the CD.
With my name written across the front of it.
I mean, so persistence pays off. Could you imagine if I had simply walked away and didn't pursue that? We would never have known that a fan created Martin's very first CD and treasured it so much. It was pretty amazing, I thought.
There's another reason Brian shared that story. We'll come back around to that in a minute. But since it is Pride Week, it's Pride Month, I've noticed everywhere. I was in Wegmans tonight, and they had a whole section of cups and plates and saucers and napkins that are all covered with pride. And I stopped at the liquor store next door to buy some wine, and they had a whole stack of rainbow wine bottles.
Did they really?
We're showing up oh, how did you do that?
Sorry, there was a loose connection here, and now we have more light.
I'll be darned. That's what's going on. I couldn't get that to come on. Now we've all got halos in our eyes. Woo.
That's not halos. They're stars, sweetheart. I can't believe we've been married almost 10 years now. Well, 8 years.
What was that joke I heard the other night about Father's Day? Dad, it was on Steve Colbert. Dad, you are a star. You're full of gas and hard to get close to.
Oh!
I thought it was funny.
Well, it is funny. It's definitely funny.
Oh, why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but also illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So I've been told, and so choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me, and me, and you, and you. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on a morning star. Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it, and look what it's done so far.
Here we are. We lived through the pandemic. Come on.
What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing, and what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me, and all of us under its spell know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Martin, Martin. Is this the sweet sound that called the young sailors? And could they be one and the same?
Hey, sailor.
I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. You and you, and you and you and me, and both of us, and me and all of us. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
I can't sing that high.
It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world.
I remember that from the 1964 World's Fair.
Boy, howdy, yeah.
Ooh, I'm old.
Did you get to see that when you were at the 1964 World's Fair?
I did. It was one of the exhibits I didn't ruin.
Cool. One of the exhibits you did.
Oh no, I didn't really ruin an exhibit. The turnstile counter was a little bit off for the day. I don't know if anyone ever found the light switch in the men's room to turn the lights back on.
There's still probably people sitting in there now going, turn the lights off.
Those were huge men's rooms. You should have heard all the people yelping about the lights going out. I mean, I just assumed it was going to be, there was a switch. Like the World's Fair, I figured, okay, I'm going to turn the switch and a robotic thing is going to come out. A dinosaur, maybe, like a Sinclair Pavilion.
Yeah. And instead, you turned the switch and the big darkness came out, and you ran out the door. There are probably a whole bunch of men from all over the world who are still traumatized by Brian's childhood.
Okay, hey, Martin. Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, well, that poor student teacher in my kindergarten class.
Oh, yeah. She'll never
She
be the
did
same.
not explain the Mother's Day project clearly enough. And I thought, why would I make a necklace for my mother out of pieces of paper, straws, and little paper wax things when the example that she showed us was made out of the nice wooden beads?
Mm-hmm.
And she ran out after me and made me take it from my mom and give it back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's where it all started.
Well,
So,
that'll
Martin,
teach her.
this is a moment from our sponsor, Rainbow Quest.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And this is an example of unpinkable.
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 There you go.
Because I think if we learn nothing else
No.
in the beginning, middle, tail end, and perpetual ripple effects of the pandemic,
and everything in between.
well, the supply chain is still really shaky.
Yeah.
I mean, people are not going to have inventory for like the winter holidays. That's how bad it is. So anyway, unpinkable. The things that happen to us that we don't expect. And one of the things people really appreciated about Rainbow Quest is that it does give people a clue. If their lives aren't going very well, maybe how can they improve it a bit? So here's one. You know, people are getting out and about again. And how's this one? You see your former romantic partner at an event. Greet them warmly and ask how they've been. Woo! Advance 3 spaces. I know that takes a lot of maturity and swallowing pride, but you'll end up having a much better life if you can just go ahead and do what the Obamas did. They go low, you go high, or get high, whatever. But just, you know, say it. Just say it. Okay. And now here's another thing, because people are interested in multiculturalism and diversity, and you know, we certainly are learning incredible new facts about the origins of indigenous peoples, the mixing of our species, our races. It's just amazing what they're learning. Like discoveries that we thought happened only 10,000 years ago, we're finding out happened maybe, you know, 110,000 years ago. So here's something from our Did You Know That category. And the question, Martin, is the Mojave word Hoame means what? Is it a female living as a man? Is it a gay medicine man? Or is it a gay deity?
What were the 3 choices again?
The Mojave word Huame
Huame.
means what? Is it a female living as a man? Is it a gay medicine man? Or a gay deity?
I think Hoame sounds sort of like, who am I? I think it's the first one.
I love that. And that is correct.
Huame.
That is correct.
A female living as a man. Huame.
There you go. And the code in the lower left of the card will tie to an online, not cheat sheet, but kind of wiki for teachers, so that they'll be able to access additional information really easily on the fly.
I heard the other day on NPR an interview with several gay shakers and movers, and one of them was from an indigenous nation. I apologize, I forget which, who was talking about how in among the native people that 2 spirits, as we were often called, have been celebrated forever as spiritually important, and we had roles to play in the ceremonies and in the life of the community that we were recognized as an important part of the big picture. It's unfortunate that Anglo-Saxons have taken a while to catch up.
Yeah. You know, at least a lot of the decimation of indigenous peoples was not intentional, at least not at first. It was all infection.
Yeah, not violently.
And then when so few people remained, it became easy to think of them as backwards and in need of conquering and control. So Martin, here's the last of the questions for you.
Okay.
And this is from the Just Between Us category, because we like to keep it real. So Martin, what event in the next few months are you looking forward to more than anything else?
Visiting Oak Island.
Aha! Really?
I'd love to do that.
Okay, I'm married to you 8 years, and I thought you were going to say New York City Pride or the September Connecticon convention in Hartford,
or getting to go to
Stephen Colbert,
MOFGA, Maine Organic Farmers and Growers Association Common Ground Fair in September.
or Lucky Chang's for Drag Bingo with Linda Simpson in Manhattan this Friday.
Or getting to go on tour again with Charlie King in December around everywhere from Shelburne Falls to Long Island and Philadelphia. I'm excited about that. There are a lot of wonderful things.
But
coming
you
up
are
again.
most excited about Oak Island. Could it be?
Could it be?
You know, actually, I think I think you could draw a line. You could draw a line from where we are sitting to Oak Island. You could draw a straight line from here to the money pit at Oak Island, where the treasure is.
They do that a lot. Look, here's this place in South Carolina. Look, you can draw a straight line to Oak Island. It's like, right. No, it's an amazing adventure. Speaking of amazing adventures,
Yes.
I want to give Bitoon the heads up that I want to move to our a little video. Brian recognized last night that we have almost celebrated 10 years married. Now, we have celebrated 36 years together. But finally, almost 10 years ago, the state of Maine made a very amazing leap forward. And
Well, it was a leap forward and a leap back. Luckily, we had good voting rights in Maine. And in fact, Maine was the first to use ranked choice voting, and it worked really well.
Which is really wonderful thing, ranked choice voting. It was huge. It helped us get rid of some politicians that really were not working well for us, who'd ended up with the power because other people that we wanted canceled each other out. With ranked choice voting, you stack people up the way you want them. And always your first or your second choice rises to the top. Ranked choice voting is a good thing.
So the good and the bad thing about winning the right to be married was that the state legislature had approved same-sex marriage in Maine, and then a voter-initiated referendum repealed it. We followed it with another referendum. And I think the bad news is that a referendum that other people were allowed to vote on our right to be married or not. The good news is they did vote in favor of it. So we had to get married.
And we didn't even try to restrict their vote. Imagine that.
Yeah. Well, okay, there were several examples of on college campuses of a particular political persuasion who requested all of the vans that another group was going to use to get people to the polls. They reserved them all and then drove them to Walmart and left them there for the weekend. Just because they didn't want, not the weekend, but through election day, they didn't want people getting to the polls. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway,
some people will do to restrict the rights of others, but in the end,
give me liberty, or give me passage to another Canada,
or a Twinkie,
Canadian citizenship.
So we thought we would offer you kind of a special treat if you can stand it, and that was that when we actually had our wedding ceremony, we had it at a restaurant where I worked on a Sunday afternoon. The first day that we were allowed to get married, we saw it coming for a few days ahead of time. We checked with the restaurant.
We had 2 weeks to prepare.
They approved of it. So not being traditional guys, if you can imagine that, we decided to do the wedding our own way. First of all, the person who officiated the wedding was a former student of Brian's.
And now she's a state legislator, rather.
But at the time, she was the mayor of this little town of Hollowell.
And was really wanting to officiate the first marriage in town. And I thought we had to get married in the town we lived in, like 2 miles up the road.
Which is Augusta.
It's like, no, of course, Shar Warren, of course you can marry us. And she actually had hired a photographer for the occasion, so we didn't have to.
So if you can stand it, we hope you will enjoy it. It's very casual, but kind of fun. This is our wedding. It lasts about 12 minutes long. So pour yourself a glass of champagne.
Well, should we just prepare them? When we had about 2 weeks to prepare for this,
Oh, yeah.
people started badgering us with typical, perhaps heteronormative questions about
Which one of you is going to wear the dress?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. I don't think, no, we're not spending thousands of dollars on a wedding gown. I'm not renting a tuxedo. And it's like, we independently, we each came up with the idea of wearing something that we used to pull out that time of year, late December, and we'd always wear it on Christmas Day. We'd go out for a hike in the woods wearing our Christmas tree skirts that we bought after Christmas at TJ Maxx.
We got to TJ Maxx and we found these, these skirts that they put around the bottom of a Christmas tree.
What a waste.
After Christmas for $10, and we thought, wow, these are great capes, and we were throwing them on and wearing them around, and we bought an extra one or two just in case we ever wanted to promenade with a friend.
Oh, there's a great one of Martin's daughter walking along the Kennebec River on the ice with us along the shore, and all of a sudden the ice gives out from under her, just like 2 feet, and she just goes whoop, drops right down like a gopher pulling down a carrot plant or something.
We'll play that on a Christmas show sometime.
Oh, it was so fun, and her Christmas tree skirt just flew up like Marilyn Monroe into the icy water. It was great.
Let's come back to it. So,
and then the other thing they kept asking us. Oh, go ahead, Martin.
No, that's okay.
No, you tell it. You tell it.
All right.
Oh, no.
So the other thing people would ask us was, oh, are you going to write your own wedding vows? Neither of us had talked about this. And we both told people independently, no, we'll probably sing a song from the musical Whoop-de-Doo, which we did.
Where I got the tickets from going to Marie's Crisis, where we will be at the New York City Pride pop-up event.
And this, by the way, that little frilly thing that Riddle is wearing, that was our dog at the time was Zipper, who was also a black lab border collie. And this was her wedding outfit, was that little collar that she's got on there.
Let's say hi to Jeff and to Daniel, who are watching on Facebook.
Hey, good to see you guys.
Give them a shout out.
Thanks, and thanks everybody else that's joining us. So don't be freaked out. You didn't change channels, but we're going to watch about a 12-minute our wedding vows, and we'll see you at the end of this. Okay, here we go. Shar is the lady in charge there, and that's me and Brian. And the song is called "Stuck on You." You ready to tune? Here we go. You're welcome to sit down if you'd like to. Just don't lick the silverware.
Why not? And why not? I'm so happy this is Slate's first queer wedding.
Is Wendy here?
No, she's not. She's got company. Well, Lexi's here.
Oh,
yes,
of course.
They will be looking at us, yes. Okay, you're going to stand here and face.
I'm going to stand here on different sides.
Yeah. Welcome. One of the great universals in human life, across all boundaries and throughout the world, is love. We see it in families, we see it among friends. From the time we are small children in our mother's arms, we are taught to value love. Love is indeed the foundation of family and of community. Today, the world is invited to celebrate a love between two people, the love that binds them together and makes them one. May all who see them see love and be warmed by its light. Marriage is in itself a blessing, but doubly blessed is the couple who comes to the marriage altar with approval and love of their community. We are gathered today in the presence of our community for the joining in bond of matrimony of Brian and Martin. To the witnesses and honored guests here today, I ask, do you offer your blessing for their marriage, promising to support them, understand them, and encourage them in their solemn endeavor in the years ahead? I'd say that's a yes. I have to just say a couple of quick things. It talked about how love is light. And when you look at these two people, do you not see light? Do you not see? Martin is the guy that every time you see him, he has a big smile on his face.
Yes,
He emanates love.
he does.
This is really special for Brian and I because Brian was my professor at UMF back in like the early 90s. Brian and I worked together back in the early 90s on gay straight issues, on just being able to have civil protections. And here we are today.
Thank you, main voter.
Brian and Martin will now recite their vows to each other.
Do that again.
When first we met, I could not disguise the feeling that I was mismatched to you. But time went by, and to my surprise, I find I've grown attached to you. 1, 2, 3. I'm stuck on you, like lint to a sweater, like a stamp to a mushy old love letter. Baby, I'm stuck on you. I'm stuck on you, like moss to a tree down south, like peanut butter to the roof of your mouth. Baby, I'm stuck on you, like blood on a Band-Aid, mud on a fender, like old guacamole to the blades of a blender. Without you there, I'm not complete, like chewing gum under a theater seat. I'm stuck on you, like an amorous porcupine, like electrodes onto Frankenstein. Baby, I'm stuck on you. Now I'll admit my past is checkered, but my heart is true. Like a needle on a broken record, it's stuck on I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm stuck on you, like a giant leech attack, like a spitball to a teacher's back. Baby, I'm stuck on you. I'm stuck on you, like a lid on a balding jet, like a lid on a jar of rubber cement. Baby, I'm stuck on you, like a too-tight ring, like static cling, like a note in your throat when you're trying to sing. Let's not fight it, why not toast it? I'm sticking to you like a great big Post-it. I'm stuck on you, like a sucker dart from hell, like a little kitty roach in a roach motel. Baby, I'm stuck on you, like a barnacle or a sticky wicket, like a windshield and Jiminy Cricket. I'm stuck on you. Like a cockle burr, like crazy glue, like something you can't scrape off of your shoe. I'm stuck I'm stuck on you. This time I'll have to press my luck on. I can't afford to pass the buck on. You're stuck with me because I'm stuck on you. At the after party.
Good luck following that shot.
I'm sorry we kissed before you said Charlotte says.
That's okay. Okay, can you both face each other?
Right.
Do you, Martin, accept this man, Brian, as your husband, joining with him today in matrimony, offering your friendship and loving care, honoring his growth and his freedom as well as your own, cherishing and respecting him, loving and embracing him in times of adversity and in times of joy? Do you, Brian, accept this man, Martin, joining with him today as your husband? Excuse me. Let me start again. Do you, Brian, accept this man, Martin, as your husband, joining with him today in matrimony, offering your friendship and loving care, honoring his growth and freedom as well as your own, cherishing and respecting him, loving and embracing him in times of adversity and in times of joy?
I'm stuck on him, I do.
In the presence of this community, you have exchanged your vows, and by the power of your love, you have created a bond which we joyfully recognize by pronouncing you husband and husband. Martin, you make this your groom.
Thank you, Micah, for singing through it.
Thank you, Michael, for screaming when I wanted to.
Or stand beside us. I think they let's take the last picture of the three of us. And then we invite you all out to the bar for a little bit of champagne and a piece of cake. And then over to our house for a party. If any of you don't know how to get to our house, all you have to do is go up to, you tell them, Mike. Just up to 2nd Street, which is the next street up here. You cross Western Avenue, turn right at the stop sign, and in 1 block you'll see our house with the party lights on and all the cars parked out front. Please come and join us.
Yes.
There he is. There we are. Yay!
Well, that was fun, and the people who did come to the house for the potluck, some of them snowed in.
It was quite an event. Quite an event. Thanks very much. You guys are so nice and patient. We appreciate you sitting through all that craziness. But what an amazing time.
So just for the record, that was 8 years ago. We haven't changed. In case any of you wondered, any of our new friends. What?
Well,
okay, so
we haven't changed much.
True, my beard was black back then.
Yeah, thanks very much for sitting in with us.
It just seemed like the right,
wedding.
I don't know, it just seemed like the right little video clip to play tonight because, you know, again, voting rights meant that we were able to be married in the state of Maine. Today, we're just so disappointed that elected officials would be sworn into office not care about an insurrection, not want to see that everyone is able to vote. It's just so alarming, and I thought we had to do something that affirms the good that comes from people voting. And of course, happy Juneteenth. You know, it's like, you know, there's so many people that other people try so hard to oppress and suppress, and I like illumination. Hanukkah is my favorite holiday, the festival of light, illuminating the darkness and getting rid of fear and ignorance. So we got to keep working at it.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, none for better. Some are gone and some remain. All these places have their moments with people and friends I can recall. Some are dead and some are living in my life. I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meanings when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them in my life. I love you more.
Wow. Thank you. Happy anniversary. Happy Pride Month.
Happy anniversary,
So-
indeed.
So, hey, Martin.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian. Uh-huh.
Okay, it's another moment from our sponsor, Rainbow Quest,
Rainbow
the
Quest.
LGBTQ
Rainbow
board
Quest.
game that engages, educates, empowers, and affirms.
It's a great board game. It's a gay board game.
Play with your friends, you'll have so much fun. Hidden from history, no longer a mystery. Milestones of pride, including your own. So, Martin, okay, during Pride Month, again, with the pandemic restrictions lifted in many places,
Thanks, everybody, for the wishes. We appreciate that. Thank you, Dave.
for again, with people getting out and a lot of people going to Pride events and fundraisers, lots of good things are happening again.
Mhm.
So here's another unpinkable moment.
Unthinkable.
You attend a local social event and are ignored. Still, you introduce yourself to the organizers and thank them for creating the event. Advance 4 spaces. What? What?
Brian, you have robbed the harem, haven't you, of rings there?
No, I think children in Turkey made those.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it looks posh, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
All right, so here is another question. This is from the Did You Know That category.
Ah, okay. Oh, you just showed us the answer.
You didn't look.
Ah.
You didn't see it. And again, this says a lot about how far we've come.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, did you know that? Who was among the guests on the first TV special on homosexuality entitled The Rejected in 1961? The Rejected. Was it Margaret Mead, Alfred Kinsey, or Anna Freud?
Wow. I don't think Freud and his kids were going that far. Alfred Kinsey certainly explored it and found out and told us things that nobody knew about how widespread and varied the spectrum of human sexuality actually was until he studied everything. Everybody thought there were two sexes. But I think the answer is Margaret Mead.
Ding, 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 ding. That is correct. Marked by a pink triangle. Yes.
Now,
She was the special guest on the first show on homosexuality called The Rejected. Margaret Mead.
who's Margaret Mead?
Anthropologist.
Oh, an anthropologist.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Yeah.
one last question from the game.
Okay.
Now, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know where my accent came from. I lived in Brooklyn, in upstate New York, in Troy. I lived in Norfolk, Virginia, lived in Maine. Now I'm at the Jersey Shore, so I don't know what my accent has become. Now,
Yeah.
okay, just between us, what was the best guided tour you ever went on?
Wow. I'll have to say there have been some really wonderful ones. I got to tour the Campbell Castle in Scotland with my sister, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, your sister's actually in the green room with
I was
us.
actually in the green room. Hey, Sandra. But I think the most amazing tour I ever did was the Biltmore Estate in North Carolina. Was the most amazing American castle ever, from tip to stern, from top to bottom. It was just amazing, full of art, beautiful, beautiful designs, gorgeous plants, wonderful furniture. If you ever get to North Carolina and go to the Biltmore Hotel, not the Biltmore Hotel, the Biltmore Estate.
Asheville.
An amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. What about you? Guided tour.
Well, you know, I am going to have to pay tribute to our dear friend, our dear departed friend, Captain Vacation,
Captain
Forrest
Vacation.
Hunter.
Forrest, yeah.
Forrest is a person that I kind of rescued in Augusta, Maine. He had recently arrived from the...
Margaret Mead was raised in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. We love Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
That's where we just bought a new car. Our minivan.
That's
our
right.
rainbow van.
Doylestown is a magic place. Yes, thank you, Dave.
So, yeah, Forrest had been a personal assistant to his very wealthy uncle, who is, I guess, lived on the Upper East Side of New York, and socialite, and had left Forrest a home, a historic home that was noted for being part of the Underground Railroad right across the river from us.
In Maine.
And I stopped in at the local gay bar to pick up the community newspaper.
Wow, Sandra.
And
cool.
You know, so this guy's standing there looking completely out of place, and I kind of adopted him, and we became good friends. And he called himself Captain Vacation. He had friends in all the right places. The maitre d's and the concierges and the hoteliers, and wherever we would travel. We made several trips to Arizona, and he gave us the most incredible tours. Even took Martin to a great Mexican restaurant on his birthday in Mexico.
Yeah.
So my favorite guided tours were going places with Forrest.
That's true. That's true. Looks like though some of you chimed in. My sister got to visit the tulip fields of Holland. Sarah Mung went to
Jamaica, Queens.
Barbara went to the catacombs. I would love to see
Woo.
that too.
I'd like to see that on TV.
Oh, Jamaica, Jamaica the country. Yeah, Jamaica, not Jamaica Plains.
I was teasing. Oh, you're thinking Jamaica Plains by Boston. I was like Jamaica Queens in Long Island.
Oh, yeah, well, and there was another one up there too. Oh, no, okay, yeah. So, yeah, there are a lot of wonderful places to visit in the world, and let's keep going. I look forward to a tour of
Oak Island.
One of these days. One of these days.
Well, I want to see backstage at, you know, the
Rock-
Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
That too. Rock City Music Hall was a lot of fun too.
You mean Radio City Music
Radio
Hall?
City,
Yeah, that was a good backstage tour. Of course, the Ryman Auditorium backstage tour, that was very nice. But, so
one more song here, and then we're going to wrap things up. Well, this is the almost last show. We're going to do one more show next week, next Tuesday night, and our special guest will be a dear friend from a long time ago in Maine. Her name is Lynn Dees, and you haven't heard of her, but she has had a wonderful influence on me and my life in music. And
oh, I love her
us as
song.
human beings.
Some of my best friends are straight. I love that song. She does.
She's a real treat. You'll enjoy meeting Lynn Dees. She is a fireball of energy. But
Sandra's saying, do you remember the time that Mom and Dad took you both to Rock City and Lookout Mountain?
I still have the postcard from that. That was the first time ever that in all of our years of, I'm the baby of the family of my brother and sister and I riding in the back seat of the car going to Ohio and Missouri and back to Georgia, or going to Missouri and Ohio and back to Georgia. Passing by Lookout Mountain every time, all those signs on the road, see Rock City. And finally, I don't know, I must have been 10 years old when they finally took us to see Rock City. It was amazing. That was the first time I'd ever seen anything done with black lights. And they had a whole room full of Fairy Village lit up with black light. What fun. I'll never forget that, Sandra. One of our many adventures together.
And they didn't tell us that they were going to go that way. We just realized we weren't on the right road and kept saying, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? And they didn't tell us till we got there.
And they did that to me one other time after you and Gary had grown up and flown the coop, so to speak. One time coming home from Missouri, for some reason they turned left, and the next thing I knew, we were looking at Natural Bridge, Virginia.
Oh, I was there. I like that.
Wow.
It was amazing. I had no idea what was going on. They put me on a gondola to ride up to the top of the hill and all kinds of stuff like that. It was. They wouldn't tell us stuff like that was happening, but they surprised us with many wonderful things.
Speaking of surprising and not telling, so when we played Rainbow Quest online last Friday, Sarah was one of our players. She's a player. And we were talking about bunnies, and I mentioned how your dad, you know, Martin and Sandra, your dad used to raise bunnies, and I told Sarah about your, you know, experience with it. So, anyway, Sarah, that's Sandra. Sandra, that's Sarah. They have bunnies in common. Bunny love.
Bunny love. It had to be you.
Had to be you.
It had to be you.
You know it had to be you.
I'm walking around and finally found that somebody who
knew
could make me be true or even be blue. Maybe be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross or try to be false, but they wouldn't do.
They wouldn't do.
Nobody else gave me a thrill with all your faults. I love you still. It had to be you.
Likewise, baby.
Wonderful you. It had to be you. Let's all play trombone. It had to be you.
No, it had to be you.
It just had to be you.
I think it had to be them.
I'm walking around and finally found that somebody
Who knew? Or had to be true.
or had to you, or even be blue.
All right.
Maybe be glad just to be sad, bigger than you, and only you. Some others I've seen,
Some others I've seen
might never be me.
I hope they never be me.
Might never be cross or I'd be
They'll let
false,
me boss.
they wouldn't do.
They would not do.
Nobody else
Give me a thrill.
with all your faults.
I love you still. It had to be you. Wonderful you. It had to be you. It had to be you. A wonderful you. It had to be you. It had to be you. Wonderful you. It had to be you. It had to be you. We're stuck like glue.
Well, folks, we've had a lovely time tonight. I hope you've had a lovely time as well. We really appreciate all of you joining us here on the Rainbow Room. 57 straight weeks. We've got
Straight.
one more.
Hold it right there. Martin.
57-day weeks.
Thank you. We're sponsored by Rainbow Quest, the LGBTQ plus board game that engages, educates, empowers, and affirms. And like a student once asked me, Dr. Kaufman, are all of our lectures going to be straight lectures? And I just took a breath and thought, this is a setup. And I said, well, a gay professor, and you're going to have lectures, but they're not going to be straight lectures. I'm a gay person, so they're going to be gay lectures. It's not going to be about gay stuff, but they will be gay lectures. So, yeah, 57 consecutive weeks, and it sure has made it easier and more fun for us to make it through the pandemic. It's something to look forward to and prepare for and freak out about in the moment as we're trying to get all the things figured out. Again, thank you so much for VTune, who is our remote tech support guy.
And all together now, happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear VTune. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks, VTune. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Yeah, VTune is also going to be helping us at our New York City Pride pop-up.
So we'll wrap up with our closing what is it called? The closing
song.
Rainbow Room song.
The official one.
But then we'll finish with the unofficial song, which is that we all unmute and sing together.
Whatever.
Any song you want to sing.
Whatever parting song. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places. We'll meet again.
We'll do all that together.
Don't know when.
And please do join us next week for the final edition for the season. The final COVID edition of Live from the Rainbow Room. We'll be back in the fall, probably doing a monthly program with lots of special guests and lots of wonderful music. We'll keep you all alerted and let you know that's happening. In the meantime, welcome back to the other side of the pandemic of the year that never was.
Hey, Martin. Does that rainbow say swinger on it?
Sure does. Right
wow.
there. It says swinger. That's from an
It's
old
off a car.
Your mother was a car
My mother was a car.
and
There's
a
a whole
Marine.
other story. So here we go.
We had so much fun with you, but now we'll bid adieu from Rainbow
Yay! Thanks, everybody. Wow, there we go. Would not have survived this without you. Thank you so much for being a part of our world, virtually and literally. Thank you very much. So let's all do the greatest thing in the world for our health. Let's all unmute and sing together whatever parting song you would like to sing. On your mark, get set. Happy
I'm so glad we got this
Just
time together. We have a laugh or just get started and before we know it, comes the time we have to say
Until we meet.
You don't have to go.
Yay!
Hi, folks. Thanks again.
Thanks, everybody.
Love you.
Good night.
Thank you.
We'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Love you guys.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Thank you for